Hey everybody, we're back in the shed again. My name is Troy Shaw, and with me is the fabulous Dave Griffiths. How's it going, Dave?
It's going great, Troy. I mean, we got another great day here in January. Temperatures in the 60s. It's going to come back and get us, though, I'm sure, before the year's out.
So far, so good. So, well, let me introduce this guy we got in the studio. I've known this guy for almost 25 years. One of the first people that I met that wasn't going to TSTC back in the day. We were actually in a band together. He was the singer and I played bass guitar, and we had a lot of fun back then. It's all kind of a blur now.
Why is that?
It's a long time ago, man, a long time ago. Anyway, he has his own band now and has been playing in that band for a while, but he's also the guitar player for Billy Joe Shaver for the past 10 years. So I want to introduce Jeremy Lynn Woodall in the shed.
How you doing? Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Well, let's go back in time when you were a kid. What inspired you to want to play music?
Well, my dad played guitar, and he played in several bands, and played a lot of instruments. He was really a great musician, and he really lit the fire up under me when I was a kid. Well, you know, I started off playing country music. We were from a small town called Hubbard, Texas, about 30 miles from here, and just about everybody in my family played. So it was a natural thing for me, really, to pick it up. It was basically just out of boredom, but I really got serious about it about 9 years old, and started taking lessons from my dad.
Do you remember your first guitar?
Yeah, that actually came later because I was playing his guitars. But my first guitar, I was walking down the street, just a kid, just running around, had a stick in one hand, a rock in the other, and I heard this noise, this near, near, near. I was like, what is that? So I noticed it was coming out of this garage. So it was just a couple blocks from my house, and I knew most of my neighbors well enough, but I didn't know this one. So I stuck my head in there just to see what was going on, and it was this lady playing the guitar. She had an amplifier, and I think she was waiting on her people to get there to do band practice. So I just stuck my head in and I asked her if I could watch her play, and she said, "Oh, that's fine, that's fine." And I sat there and watched her, and she kept kneeling on this old guitar, and it wouldn't tune up and wouldn't tune up. And she said, "You want this guitar?" And I said, "Sure." And I took it home, and that was my first guitar. It was a green Tiesco Del Rey from Sears and Roebuck.
Oh, those are classic guitars.
Yeah. I kept it for a long time, but I eventually spray painted it, threw it in the dumpster.
So what was your first band? Did you have a band in high school?
My first band was Blind Wolf.
Really?
Yep. Absolutely.
So how old were you when Blind Wolf started?
I believe I was 16.
Okay, that was the band we were in back in the day. I started later on, though.
Yeah, you actually replaced our first bass player.
Yeah.
Pat Walsh.
So how long were y'all together before I got involved?
I think we had 2 different lineups before that.
Okay.
And then, of course, you came in. You came in right when we started kind of getting out of town and playing.
Yeah, we played in Bryan College Station a lot.
Played in Bryan. Did you ever play Houston with us?
Maybe once.
Do you remember the big thing they had up there at the Heart of Texas Coliseum?
Oh yeah.
We still talk about
We
that.
played an event that I guess Calvin Ross from Lone Star Music had put on.
Right.
And it was a bunch of hip hop and rap groups.
That's right.
Is what it was.
That's right. We were the only rock band.
We were the only rock band. We got up there and played 3 original songs, and I can remember people throwing shit at us.
Did you have the chicken wire in front of the stage?
I mean, they actually threw stuff at us. They booed us.
Yeah, they did.
Until
Yeah,
I think the last song, and they seemed like they sort of got into it a little bit.
They from what the video shows, they were having a blast. It just looked like a rock concert.
Do you have that video?
No, Shannon had it, and I was trying to get it from him.
I think I have that video too somewhere. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, that was some crazy days. I can't believe we got involved with that. But
well, you know, Shannon, he had a hand in everything. You know, what was going around that time.
So after Blind Wolf was done, you and Shannon kept playing together for a while. Did Eddie leave too, or
actually Blind Wolf continued until my daughter was born in '97.
Really?
Yeah. We of course I was playing with another group called Diamondback Texas, where I joined up with them, and we would still do Blind Wolf shows sporadically, just here and there. Just if somebody would want us to get together and do a gig for a party or something like that. We did a lot of those. But it went on until about '97. We had a good run, you know. Played a lot of places, saw a lot of faces, and
So when Blind Wolf was over, is that when you started the Grinders?
No, actually, I played for Diamondback for about from '97 until 2005, and on after that a little bit. But in 2005, I had been writing songs for Diamondback from playing with them, and I decided to put them all on one CD and just started a group of just my songs and, you know, the whole solo thing and everything. And it was called Southland, and that took off, and that ended up morphing in later on to Jeremy Lynn Woodall and the Grinders.
Yeah, your band, Jeremy Lynn Woodall and the Grinders, has a, you know, well-defined Southern rock sound. What got you turned towards Southern rock, or was that just in your blood?
I wasn't trying to play Southern rock. I was trying to play country.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just what came out, and it kept coming out of the speakers like that when we play it back. But I was trying to write country songs, but coming from a heavy metal background, Blackfoot, Skinner was about the best I was going to do. But
so those were a couple of bands that had your ear turned at that time?
Not even necessarily. You see, I played with Blackfoot, not with the band, but that we opened up for them a few times, and we would play with other Southern rock people along the way, Molly Hatchet, and just anybody that was traveling around through there during that time, the Southern Rock All-Stars. And so it just if you're from this area and you don't know how to do Southern rock of some sort, you're going to get thrown off of a lot of stages. You know, I mean, you got to have that Roadhouse sound, and pretty much that's what morphed into the Grinders is a heavy metal country, if you ask me, you know.
So how long have you been with the Grinders? How long has that band been going on?
We actually started in 2009, and
okay.
We took a bunch of stuff. I started recording back in '05, and it took me 4 years to get all the songs together and get what I thought was a good record at the time. You know, I still think it's a great record, but it took me 4 years of recording and copying and pasting and just kind of thinking. And I listened to that record over and over probably 1,000,000 times before I released it. And we did a video for the title track and pushed pretty hard. We traveled 5 states, and we had several management companies and everything. But I had to step away from Billy Joe while I was doing that, and that created kind of a conflict for me, because I believe in what Billy was doing, and he needed somebody there that believes in what he's doing.
So are you still playing with the Grinders now? Is that still
Absolutely. We got a great new band with Stephen G. Knight on bass and Dwight Burris on drums, and then whoever else we can scrounge up to come play with us, you know.
Was Shannon your original drummer?
Shannon was the original drummer for the Grinders. He actually, while we were putting the band together, we went through a bunch of lineup changes. We're talking about the actual Grinders in 2009. We went through several lineup changes, and Shannon was always there. He wanted to play bass at first, and then he wanted to play guitar, and then we just got tired of going through drummers, and he stepped over there on the drum set, and it was just like it was when we were kids. You know, it was just the magic was there. And
yeah, because when we were in Blind Wolf back in the day, we played at his house in that shed, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It was just a little bit bigger than this shed, I guess.
That's right. That house and shed are gone now.
Really?
Yeah, they're all gone.
Well, do you want to play us a tune? Play us a little Grinders for us.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. Is this guitar live?
It will be in a sec.
All right.
Should
cool.
be in tune, and I don't know the sound you're looking for.
Play a little riff. Sing a song if you want to. Give us a little bit of something.
I grew up in a little bitty shack. There was always music and beer out back when my dad and all his friends would come around. Picked up bad habits of black tooth grin. Spent a couple of years in the federal pen, talking about how this world let me down. 'Cause I went bad in a one-horse town. I hit the road playing in a band. It took 15 years for me to understand understand that you can't make a living as a clown. Picked up bad habits, a black tooth Korean, spent a couple of years in the federal pen, talking about how this world let me down. 'Cause I went bad, I went bad in a one-horse town. In a one-horse town that I call home is where I lay my head when the money's all gone. I went looking for a good time, trouble's what I found. 'Cause I went bad in a one-horse town. Honey, I went bad in a one-horse town. Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good song.
Thanks.
Thanks for playing that.
Absolutely.
So what is the future for the Grinders at this point?
Actually, we're working on a new record right now.
Okay.
We got a bunch of stuff. See, I recorded a whole second record with Shannon, and he got sick right after that. So I kind of shelved everything, and then, of course, after he passed, it was the last thing I wanted to do was go in, start digging out those old tracks. But
Yeah, exactly.
it's been a while, and there's been some healing, and you know, I didn't think I was ever going to walk back on stage again after he passed.
Yeah.
I just
because you and Shannon were really tight for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, and we still are. You know, I still feel like he's with me, and but I felt like the time was right, and I didn't think it was. You know, I didn't feel right about sitting on those tracks when Shannon really wanted them, would have wanted them to be out there. You know, and it hadn't been too long since he passed, so I thought maybe while the iron's still warm, we can kind of release him again.
Yeah.
And, maybe put him back on the table one more time.
Yeah, exactly. So when did you meet Shannon?
I met Shannon at University High School, and I guess I was about 16 years old, in about 88, 87, something like that. And we had both got set outside in the hallway for detention. You know, you look down the hallway and there's two kids sitting at their desk, and it's me and Shannon. One of the worst schools in Texas, too.
Troublemakers start the best bands for sure.
That's right. But I asked him. I said, you know, we got to be quiet talking. I said, hey man, you gotta. I said, do you play music? He says, yeah, man. I said, I play drums. And I said, okay, cool. I said, I play guitar. I said, we should start a band. And he said, yeah, y'all should open up for us.
Well, you've been.
So that was Shannon, though. If you didn't know.
The way I got involved with Blind Wolf was I was in Lone Star Music when it was on Franklin Avenue.
Yeah.
And I was just in there. I just moved to Waco, just found the music store, and had never really been able to go hang out at a music store. So I went in there and picked up some guitars and was playing. And he came up to me. He goes, you play guitar? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you want to be in a band? I'm like, yeah, I guess. And that's how it started. Pretty much.
That was it. You were a bass player.
Yeah. Well, I started playing guitar first. Remember?
Oh, did you?
Because I was playing rhythm, and because you still had the other bass player at that time.
Yeah.
I knew eventually I was going to take over to be the bass player.
Right.
But I was kind of learning the songs, you know, with the rhythm guitar, and then when the other guy left, I kind of took over the bass player position. But
right.
Yeah, it was fun, crazy times back then, for sure.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Well, Jeremy, you've been sideman guitarist for Billy Joe Shaver for about a decade or so. That's a pretty good feather in your cap. How'd you get hooked up with Billy Joe?
That all started with Diamondback. When I went to when I went from rock to country, it's a heck of a jump. So I found a little band there in Mahia that was doing the kind of stuff that I liked, that I thought maybe I could pull off. They had a great song selection, and I started hitting them up about playing for them, and they were huge Billy Joe fans. I mean, they pretty much patterned their band after Billy Joe's band back at the time. And I had heard of Billy Joe a little bit, and I knew George on a Fast Train, and we of course we played a few of his songs, but I wasn't really hip to all of it. You know, I didn't see what they saw. So what they did, they said, if you want to come play for us, learn how to play like this guy. And they were talking about Eddie Shaver, which was Eddie's. Eddie was Billy's son, and he was also a guitar player. And they gave me a copy of an album called Tramp on Your Street. And they said, learn how to play every lick on this record, and you can come play for us. Well, I had a new kid, so I needed to do something. So I sat down and I learned every lick on that record. Of course, I got the job and started playing for Diamondback. And wasn't too long after that when we would do shows with Billy Joe. Like, we would open for him and run sound for him. Of course, I got to meet Eddie and became friends with him. And in turn, it wasn't long before Eddie was coming out to our local haunt that we played every Wednesday at the Falcon Club there in Mahia. And he would come out and set up and play with us all night pretty much. And
that's got to be incredible, because
it was really cool.
Eddie is in the pantheon of great Texas guitar slingers, which
absolutely
there's tons.
Yeah.
I mean, he really stands out still to this day, even though he's been gone for, going on 15 years now. It's got to be tough having to fill those shoes.
Well, like I say, he gave me the opportunity first to play with him, and he told me that he liked my playing, and we became good friends, and always talked a lot about guitar, and took a few lessons from him. He took a few lessons from me. We connected, musically, and there was one night in particular that they still talk about over there in that town. We were playing, and our singer didn't show up, so I had to sing. So basically, I sang my songs that night. And I was in the middle of one of my tunes, and Eddie and Billy walked in. They would always come in if they were on tour, And Eddie and Billy walked in. Billy walks up to the bar and starts bullshitting. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that over here, but
no, we can do it. It's a webcast.
Right on.
This is a website. We can say anything we want to.
Anyway, Billy's in there getting fucked up. So his son is he pulls a chair right in front of me. This is the most intimidating thing I've ever had in my life. Bar full of people. He pulls his chair right in front of me and sits there and watches me play. And just head in his hands, just intent on watching every lick that I do. I've never been more intimidated or scared in my life. But apparently something made an impression on Eddie, because he went home and told his dad. He said, man, if anything ever happens to me, go back and get that kid, because he's got it.
Wow.
So that's what happened.
And the rest is history.
The rest, is history. Of course, Billy, after Eddie passed, he put together another band, and he eventually hired our whole band. He wasn't going to hire me out of the band and everything, but he hired our whole group, and we went and did that first tour. So
yeah, that Tramp on Your Street album is, I guess that was probably 20 years ago that I heard that, and that's what really kind of got me turned on to, of course, Georgia on a Fast Train, but the song Tramp on Your Street is such a awesome.
That's a greatest hits record.
Yeah, it really is.
In a lot of ways.
There's not a dud on that album.
Well, yeah, those songs have all been recorded and released before. Anyway, there's a couple of them on there that were new. I think Heart of Texas was new, and of course it has Waylon on it. And it's just a landmark record for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
You've definitely done some amazing stuff in the last 10 years with Billy Joe Shaver, but probably one of the things that really stand out is you were on David Letterman not too long ago.
That's right.
With Billy Joe Shaver and Willie Nelson. I mean, you can't beat that. Talk about that experience.
You talking about a hole in one, but that's 2 in 1 day right there.
Whoa. Yes. Yeah.
That was really cool. We got the info on that, and I was about to come out of my seat. I couldn't put it on Facebook. Billy told me not to, so I didn't. I just said, "Hey,
we're gonna put it on our website."
I said, "Got some really big news coming up." I can't say what it is. I don't want to jinx it. And so when it happened, it was just like I was just glad that nothing happened to get in the way, and because how those things are. There's always something pops up.
You don't get a lot of notice when it's.
Well, there's rescheduling, there's this and that. So maybe but the stars lined up, and I ended up in New York City on the Ed Sullivan stage playing with Billy Joe and Willie, 2 of my heroes. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I pinched myself all the time.
Tell us about that day. Walk us through that day.
Well, we had to be there at 4 o'clock, and then they called at noon and said, "Well, everybody else gets here at 4. You guys get here at noon." So we went on down there, running a little bit late, and we got in there. We did our sound check and everything. Of course, we're walking around looking at the backdrops and everything for what everybody sees right there on on the show. It was a long day, and you know, everything, like I was telling you guys, everything that happens on that show, it was probably an hour of preparation backstage, so we got to see a lot of that, and just kind of soaking it up and seeing how everything was. It burst a lot of bubbles. You know, you think about the magic tube on TV, and then you see it, you think, well, how do these people just roll that stuff off of there? So when you're on one of those big shows, it does kind of bust your bubble a little bit to see how easy it is, and you know, but yeah, it was really cool. Dave was cool. The musical director, Paul Schaefer. Yeah, he was really cool. Come over and hang out with us, and I'd do it again. I think he's done in May though.
Well, that's got to be a great experience to be on the Letterman show. I mean, you can scratch that up off your bucket list for sure. But you guys got a tour coming up, and I know one of the shows is on May 9th, and it's here in Waco. It's going to be, it's part of Brazos Nights, but it's on a Saturday.
That's right.
And it's called Pints in the Park. And, you know, we're definitely looking forward to that show. I'll be there. Dave will be there. We'll probably be shooting the video for it.
Oh, right on.
So,
right on.
I mean, that's going to be fun. Talk about the upcoming tour you got.
It looks like we're going to do some stuff in support of his new record. We're heading out to California to do a West Coast run. We got a bunch of dates out there. And like I say, the May 9th, we're going to be here in Waco, and we're just doing other stuff. We're fixing to go back out back out to the East Coast, which we seem to do a lot of that. We go out there just about every 2 weeks, so there's going to be a whole lot more of that. Well, like I say, New York and pretty much anywhere over there. North Carolina, we play Georgia a lot, Nashville, Pennsylvania, just pretty much anywhere we haven't been lately. We try to go back.
I got some friends in Charleston that are going to be listening to this. You guys
yeah, we've played. I've played Charleston quite a few times over there.
It's a great town.
Absolutely. There's a little church there that they pulled down all the Jesus stuff and put up beer signs. It's great, man. It's great. They're filing in there, sit in the pews. You feel like praying, but it's party time. There's a keg in the next room, you know.
Praying to Billy Joe Shaver, huh?
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever works.
All right. Well, hey, we want to really appreciate you being here today. And
absolutely.
Hey, you want to close us out with a song?
Sure, man. Sure.
Why don't you grab your guitar? What kind of guitar did you bring here to play with?
It's my acoustic. It's a Walden.
Okay.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross Santa River. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. You're gonna wanna hold me just like I always told you. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Nobody here will ever find me, but I will always be around. Just like the songs I leave behind me, I'm gonna live forever now. You fathers and you mothers, be good to one another. Please try to raise your children right. Don't let the darkness take them. Don't make them feel forsaken. Just lead them safely to the light. When this whole world is blown asunder and all the stars fall from the sky, remember someone really loves you. I'll live forever, you and I. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross Santa River. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you.
One of my favorite Eddie and Billy Joe songs.
Oh yeah, it's a great one right there.
Jeremy Lynn Woodall in the shed with us this evening. We want to thank you a lot for being here, and we'll see you on the next show.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
All right, take it easy, man.